we are back with another one. We are getting some propane tanks set up. So I hired the big guns back once again, and we need to move some gravel over to the property just to get a nice pad going down. So next week when the propane tanks show up, I think we're getting two 750 gallons or liters or something like that, big tanks. So this is all just so that we don't have to deal with the little 100-pounders, and it just helps us be a little bit more efficient on the homestead. So today what we're going to be doing is filling up some buckets with a shovel and loading it in the back of the truck. Here we go.
All right, we have our propane tanks. They are installed. We had them installed earlier today. As you can see, we got our pad done as well. We did that ourselves through blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, so they're on a pad just because it needs to be on a non-combustible surface, just for safety reasons. So we put a gravel pad in, and they came and installed them today. I think they hold 770 liters altogether.
Yeah, between the two of them.
Between the two of them, which is a lot of propane, which is good.
Yeah,
that's nice.
So between the two, just one tank alone will give us enough of what we had just in the separate tanks and behind there. If you don't know which tanks we're talking about, Kimberly did a video a while back. We'll leave a little link in the
a card up at the top.
A card on the top there.
That's right, for heated water.
That's right, for heated water. So yeah, there is one thing I'm going to touch on in a second here is when you do get propane tanks like this, they do offer membership so you can rent these tanks. We didn't do that. We bought them outright. And I'm gonna just go up top here on that porch and quickly break down some math for you to understand why we went with purchasing them outright rather than doing a yearly membership. We're gonna break down the numbers now from co-op, where we got the big propane tanks, to taking the smaller propane tanks into town to a Petro-Canada to get them filled up. Petro-Canada to fill up, first let me clarify, we use approximately 480 liters of propane a year. So we're using that as our benchmark. So if we go to Petro-Canada to fill up our propane tanks, to fill up 480 liters per year at 95 cents is what they were charging us last time. It costs us $456 in propane. Now that doesn't include the time that it takes to get to town and come back, plus the gas to get into town and come back, plus the inconvenience of grabbing those tanks. They're easier when they're light, so I don't mind that inconvenience, but when you bring them back and they're almost 200 pounds a piece, that's a pretty big inconvenience, especially if you get a hernia. Now, Co-op, their cost is 75 cents. It's actually 70 cents for the propane, and then they charge you 5 cents per liter on the delivery. So that equals out to $360 per year if we were to fill up 480 liters a year. Kimberly's now gonna break down the numbers as to let you know why we went with purchasing them outright.
Yeah, so I mean, as Andre said, you can see that co-op is clearly a better buy. We do have our numbers written down here. So yeah, so we chose to go with co-op. Now that's $360 a year, as Andre said, but that wasn't including the membership. So the membership that they were wanting us to pay to rent the tanks, it's the rental fee, I believe.
Yes.
For the tanks.
Membership,
yeah, which is your membership fee or what have you, was $200 a year. So that would mean that it would put us at $560 a year.
That's
instead
right.
of the $360, because we'd have to pay for the rental fee. So we inquired and we said, what if we bought them outright? That's a different story. So that $560 that we would be paying per the year, when you take that $560 and you divide it by 480, which is the amount of propane approximately that we use per year, you get $1.17. So now co-op with the membership, with the rental fee, is actually more expensive than to go to Petro-Canada. This is why we asked them, we said, can we do something that is a buyout? Can we just buy the tanks outright? They said, sure, you can buy the tanks outright. This is how much it's going to cost. It was approximately $2,550 up front to buy the tanks. Now, that's a significant amount of money up front, but when you think about the cost of the rental fee that you're paying over the course of the time that you have the propane tanks, as long as you have the propane tanks, you're paying that $200. So we broke down the math and we said, okay, how long would it take us to pay off, or for it to equalize itself in terms of the rental fee? So you take 2,542 divided by 200, which is your rental fee for the year, and it's 12.7. So it's approximately 12 3/4, so 12 years and 9 months is what it would take for us to spend the equivalent amount on a rental fee that we did buying the tanks outright. These tanks are going to last for way longer than 12 years or 12 years.
Yeah, they
and
have
9
a 25-year service life, and after 25 years, all you got to do is change the mixing valve, I believe, or some sort of valve you got to change on it, and after that, they recertify them and they're good again.
For another 25 years?
For I guess so, something.
Or they recertify them every year. Anyways, in any case, they'll just recertify them.
Yeah, they recertify them and they're good, as long as they're in good condition and all that stuff. Yeah. So this is something that you should look out or look into if you're looking for long term. If you're moving out here and you only plan on being out on a homestead for 5 or a short term, I don't know why you would do that. Maybe rental is the best option, but long term, buying them outright or buying anything outright these days or in any day is always a better option than renting. So hopefully you got some information out of this. Hopefully it helped you with your decision in either purchasing or tanks or renting tanks. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next one.
You're not gonna make it.
Here, yeah. It's already.
Oh, I see. It cuts off here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if I zoom in, it cuts out here.
Right. Okay, I see. Makes sense. If you fart during the video.
Whoops. Edit.
Blooper.